So I wanted to talk quickly about confidence since it seems on point. Um, and confidence is not it's not an easy fix, but it's something that you can cultivate, and it is in your mind, which is exciting. So confidence isn't this thing that you're like born with. It is a thing that you are born with. We are all born confident. We all think we're great when we're new. When we start to have conscious thoughts about ourselves, we don't think there's anything wrong with us, and then for various reasons, we start to interpret messages that we're not. Um, but what my point is that like it's not a thought that is available to some people and not others. I'm not going to deny that there are people that are given uh, dealt better cards per se, and so confidence might be feel a little bit more accessible to them. But the reality is that it is available to everyone, and that's exactly why some people you see are like all the things you want to be, and they're the most insecure people you know. And then there are people that you just don't think are that amazing, and they're super confident. So it really has nothing to do with what you got. It's all up here. Um, so uh, I was talking recently. If you're on my mailing list, I was talking about I threw out the some of the thoughts of confident people, and I just wanted to take a minute, like a minute, to talk about those thoughts. Um, so I think one of the biggest ones, and on my last live, I was talking about failure. But one of the big things of confident people, I think, is that they view failure differently. Um, they don't view it as necessarily as a negative thing. Um, that it's feedback. It's feedback for making changes, improvement. Um, and that they don't inherently tie it to their worth. So if I fail, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. If I look stupid, it doesn't mean that nobody's going to like me. Um, so that is a huge, I think, factor in being confident, is just being willing to take risks and be vulnerable and know that uh, failure is kind of inevitable, and that's not a bad thing. Um, on that, they don't view vulnerability as a bad thing per se. Like truly confident people. I'm not talking about people who are like have an air of confidence, but it's really like compensating for something. Um, is that still working? Yeah, okay. That they're not compensating. They're like truly confident in their core, and they're also, not afraid to be vulnerable, or they view vulnerability as something that is um, necessary for connection, and not a bad thing. And that, again, like being vulnerable, or and with being vulnerable comes the willingness to fail, I think. And again, knowing that you'll be okay. We'll get to that. Another thought is not caring what other people think is a huge thing, which is, not easy, but it is something I think that in order to be confident, you have to realize that you can't please everyone, and not everyone's going to like you. It is just not everyone's going to like you. And that's a hard pill to swallow. Um, I mean, if you want to be an authentic person and live authentically to you, I think that is pretty impossible to do and have everyone like you, which is, tough. I'm learning that. Um, it is easier the less I care about people liking me, um, the easier things get. But it's not easy, and I'm not saying that I find it easy either. But I think that is also at the root of confidence. It's just not caring, and it at the very core is liking yourself. And like, I'll just keep talking about this all the time, but like, is feeling like you like who you are as a person. Um, Letting go of comparison with other people, knowing that everyone is different and unique, and somebody being better at something or being good at something or being beautiful or whatever doesn't mean that you are less so. Um, it's not like there's a finite amount of talent in the world or beauty, and that they've snatched up some and then you don't get to have that. And also there's just like, you know, so it's all subjective, but there's going to be like people who are smarter and not as smart as you. Um, and that again doesn't equate worth. We don't, if we're not equating our worth with how smart we are, how beautiful we are, how talented we are. And people are just happier the less they compare themselves to others. Similarly, letting go of perfectionism, which is also not easy and relates back to failure and being willing to fail, but also just acknowledging that, like, you are not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Perfect's boring. Um, and really accepting and acknowledging that you're not perfect, and again, your worth is not tied up in that. Like, you are flawed, and you are worthy. Um, and I think at the root of confidence, to be truly confident, you need to know that and believe that. Confident people aren't afraid to look silly. Again, that relates to vulnerability and failure. Knowing your worth, and finally knowing that you have your own back, and that, like, if people don't like you, or if you do something quote unquote stupid, or if you um, make an ass of yourself, that you're gonna have your own back, that like no matter what, you'll take care of yourself. um, so again, not surprisingly, relates to your relationship with yourself, um, and knowing your own worth. So sorry that it's not some magical, like, you just think this one thing. Well, it is kind of magical. You just think that you're good, you're worthy, and that your confidence can start to grow from there. But I don't have like a quick fix. It's not like magic beans and then you're confident. But I think that those are some of the like core thoughts and beliefs that confident people have. I don't know. What do you think? I'd love to hear. So shoot me a message, comment, blah blah blah. As usual, let me know if there's something you'd like to hear about or not. But I might still talk about it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I hope everyone is having a lovely Friday, getting some time outside if that's accessible to you. I will hopefully see some of you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to work on our confidence and feeling ourselves and stripping for ourselves, for someone else, for the world, whatever it is. So get at me if you got questions, and let me know what do you think confidence is about. All right, peeps, you have yourselves a lovely weekend. I love you. Be kind to yourselves and each other.